Do you know that orcas are smart hunters? How notorious are they for being the deadly hunters they are? But what if there were instances that depicted orcas as vulnerable as any organism? We have an interesting incident here. Tag along to find out. One of the world's most potent and lethal predators is the killer whale. When searching for food, few animals can equal their precision or lethal instinct. A killer whale is more powerful than even a great white shark. However, dry soil is the one thing that can and will stop them. When they are beached or left alone on rocks, as the sad little orca in this video, their enormous strength is useless. You'll be shocked when you find out what happened. As they look for food or are just caught off guard when the tide comes out, hundreds of whales, dolphins, and porpoises become trapped along rocky coastal shorelines and beaches every year. It is quite incredible what a bunch of volunteers just accomplished in Hartley Bay, British Columbia. The team cared for a trapped orca for 8 straight hours until the tide could liberate her. Even though they rarely attack people, orcas, sometimes known as killer whales, are frequently nicknamed that. According to whale and dolphin conservation, the killer whale's original moniker, whale killer, came from the fact that sailors in the past observed them hunting in packs to kill huge whales. As one of the most extensively dispersed mammals on the globe today, orcas can be found in all oceans. They are fierce marine predators that are very gregarious, diversified, and predatory, eating everything from penguins to great white sharks. The largest members of the dolphin family are orcas. Males are often larger than females, though this varies based on the species of orca. According to SeaWorld, the largest orca ever measured was 32 feet long and 22,000 pounds in weight. That exceeds the length and weight of the majority of RVs. As one of the most extensively dispersed mammals on the globe today, orcas can be found in all oceans. Orcas are distinguished by their long dorsal fin, which is located on their back, and by their distinctive black and white color. Their silhouette in the water is hidden by the black and white hue, which aids in their concealment. A gray area called a saddle is located directly beneath the dorsal fin and is so named because it resembles a saddle. The cylindrical body of an orca tapers at each end to provide a hydrodynamic shape. With a top speed of more than 30 knots, the orca is one of the fastest marine mammals thanks to its unique shape, massive size, and strength. According to National Geographic, orcas have enormous teeth that can get up to 4 inches long. According to the Animal Diversity Web at the University of Michigan, orcas are extremely gregarious animals that live in pods of up to 50 individuals. Matrilines, or groups of linked moms and their offspring, make up these pods. According to the nature charity Whale and Dolphin Conservation, a male orca will remain with its mother for the rest of its life, whereas daughters may take a break after giving birth to their own babies. Pods will associate with one another and can come together to form even larger transient groups, even though they frequently have their own particular calls or languages to communicate. Orcas may become caught in traps between rocks while on hunting missions. When an attempt to snag some nice fish abruptly went south off the coast of British Columbia, the female whale was left high and dry. In Hartley Bay, she became trapped in a small pool on top of a rocky protrusion as the tide began to recede. Her entire body was out of the water and fully exposed to the elements within a short period of time. Weather-wise, it was late July, and the summer sun was pounding down on her ebony skin, drying her up and draining her of her energy. She couldn't have chosen a worse moment to become stuck. The killer whale would probably perish before the tide came in if humans hadn't intervened. Fortunately, a man saw her and ran to get assistance. Along with others from Cetacea Lab and the For Whales organization, local volunteers from the animal rescue organization Gitgad Guardians of Hartley Bay flocked to the site. The baby killer whale needed to be kept as cold and wet as they could until the tide came in. The gang wrapped her in sheets that had been submerged in the ocean and covered her dorsal fin with a pillowcase. They set up a water pump and constantly hosed her down all day. They labored as quietly and smoothly as they could the entire time to keep the whale at ease. Keeping her moist, quiet, and cool for an uninterrupted 8 hours was no easy chore despite the fact that she was only 9 years old and only weighing in at around 7,000 pounds. She could have easily overexerted herself and died if she had freaked out. Because a whale's lungs are mostly supported by water, it is extremely difficult for them to breathe when they aren't in the water because of the pressure that their enormous size puts on the lungs. Every breath she took was challenging, but eventually during the rescue, her breathing became steady and she was able to rest. The rescuers silently left the scene and moved to a higher location when the tide finally surged in and submerged her. It was the safest course of action for everyone involved, especially the whale. Therefore, they wanted her to choose the ideal moment to depart. The juvenile orca became more noisy as she waited anxiously for the ideal opportunity to break out, as if she sensed that liberation was just around the corner. When the water level reached its proper height, she sprang off the rocks and into the ocean. Once liberated, the whale swam off into the distance in search of her family. Everyone watching the rescuers whooped and exclaimed in relief as they realized their efforts and labor had been successful. All of them now have one wonderful story to share, and it has the best type of ending, a joyful one. Apex predators, orcas, are at the top of the food chain. Other than humans, no other creatures hunt orcas. Fish, seals, seabirds, and squid are just a few of the many different sorts of prey that killer whales consume. According to the Natural History Museum in London, they are the only mammal known to prey on great white sharks and are capable of taking down whales that are larger than themselves, such as minke whales. A chapter on orcas in the book Primates and Cetaceans claim that killer whales have even been known to kill swimming deer and moose. Orcas catch prey using a variety of methods. Sometimes they beach themselves and leap from the water onto land to catch seals. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List, orcas will also cooperate to hunt larger prey or groups of prey like schools of fish. Across the production of sounds or sound waves that flow through the water, they can use echolocation to locate their prey. According to SeaWorld, the orcas can use the echoes from these waves to locate their prey. No orca has ever been known to attack and kill a human in the wild. This is so because they do not naturally consume humans. A human can occasionally be mistaken for an animal that orcas do consume, such as a seal. A surfer was charged by an orca in 2017 while competing in the Lofoten Masters surfing competition in Norway. Just as they were about to make contact, the orca appeared to stop the attack. According to a Facebook post from the Norwegian Orca Survey, the orca probably just recognized the surfer wasn't a seal. According to the Associated Press, through the Seattle Times, an orca bumped a 12-year-old child in 2005 near Ketchikan, Alaska, maybe as part of an attempted attack similar to the one on the surfer in Norway or out of curiosity. The Associated Press noted that the only reasonably well-documented instance of a wild orca actually biting a human was when a surfer in California was attacked in the early 1970s. However, orcas kept in captivity have attacked and murdered people. Despite not intending to hurt people, killer whales in the wild have attacked boats. According to BBC News, there have been numerous reports of orcas slamming into and damaging sailing yachts off the coasts of Spain and Portugal, starting in the summer of 2020. The majority of the attacks were carried out by 3 young male orcas, and marine biologists looking into the occurrences think that the young males were playing with the boats by pushing them around and aiming at the rudders. With that, the video has come to an end. Let us know what you think in the comments section to help us expand our community and attract more people who share our interests and are eager to learn. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you thought the video was interesting. Till then, bye!